Which national team do you think has the highest squad value among all African teams competing at AFCON 2025-2026? Nigeria? Senegal? No, that's not the most valuable squad. In this video, we're not talking about which team plays the best football. We only care about one thing: money. So which national teams are currently holding the most expensive players in their squads? You might be surprised by who ends up at number one. No more delays. Let's jump straight into the top 5 African national teams with the highest squad values at AFCON 2025-2026. Cameroon's total squad value is estimated at around 254.4 million euros. The two standout names in their squad are Brian Mabumo, valued at approximately 75 million euros, and Carlos Baleba, valued at around 60 million euros. There is also a very familiar name for football fans worldwide: Andre Onana. However, the Manchester United goalkeeper is unfortunately not included in Cameroon's AFCON squad this year. Besides Onana, two other well-known names often mentioned are veteran striker Vincent Aboubakar and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. There have even been rumors suggesting that the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, is keen on protecting his own goal-scoring record. Despite their reputation, the market values of these players would not significantly change Cameroon's overall squad value, even if they were included. Onana's valuation currently sits around 25-30 million euros, while Aboubakar and Choupo-Moting are valued at just 2-3 million euros each. Overall, Mbeumo and Baleba alone account for more than half of Cameroon's total squad value. Of course, some people may argue that these prices are inflated either because they play in the Premier League or because they are overrated. That's a fair opinion. Everyone has their own perspective, and so does Transfermarkt. The platform tends to favor versatile players who can play multiple positions, possess pace, physicality, and consistency, especially in demanding environments like the Premier League. Unlike European national teams, where even substitutes can be valued at astronomical levels, African teams usually have only a handful of standout players based in Europe who carry most of the squad value. That wraps up our top 5. Now, let's move on to the team ranked 4th among the most valuable African national teams. Nigeria's total squad value is estimated at approximately 284.8 million euros. They are often described as a star-studded team, but one that lacks overall balance. Just like Cameroon, Nigeria has a very high peak value, but the depth of value across the squad does not quite match. Take their brightest star, Victor Osimhen, for example, currently valued at around 70 million euros. He is one of the best strikers in the world, with an individual value that can surpass entire departments of other teams. The problem is that Osimhen raises the squad value significantly, while the rest of the team struggles to keep pace. The closest in value is Ademola Lookman of Atalanta, valued at around 40 million euros. Players like Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey are valued between 25 and 30 million euros. Nigeria has many talented players, but they lack those who are expensive due to long-term consistency or proven success at the highest international level. Many players have high valuations based on 1 or 2 explosive seasons, and Transfermarkt is always cautious with that kind of value. Here's a very interesting fact. Nigeria is one of the African national teams with the largest fluctuations in squad value. Just 1 or 2 stars losing form or moving to the wrong club can cause the entire squad value to drop sharply. Adding to that, several notable Nigerian players are not included in the AFCON squad due to injuries or poor form. Familiar names include Ola Aina and Taiwo Awoniyi of Nottingham Forest, both valued at around 40 million euros. There's also Victor Boniface, a perfect example of value volatility. After an impressive Bundesliga season, he was valued at around 40 million euros, but due to a drop in form, his current valuation has fallen to approximately 12 million pounds. The squad values of teams ranked 5th and 4th are heavily boosted by individual superstars. But what about the top 3? Let's find out. Ivory Coast's total squad value is estimated at around 342.03 million euros. Unlike the two teams above, Ivory Coast's players are valued far more evenly. The standout name is Amad Diallo of Manchester United, valued at approximately 50 million euros, followed by Ousmane Diomande, Sporting Lisbon's young centre-back, valued at around 45 million euros. Football fans will also remember legendary names such as Wilfried Zaha, Franck Kessié, and Sebastian Haller. While their market values are no longer at their peak, their experience and quality remain unquestionable. A major question mark for Ivory Coast at AFCON this year is the absence of Nicolas Pepe. Despite showing clear signs of improved form, his market value has declined sharply. Once a record signing worth around 80 million euros when he joined Arsenal in 2019, Pepe is now valued at just 6 million euros. According to some studies, Ivory Coast has the highest number of players competing in Europe's top 5 leagues among all teams on this list. This has a significant influence on their playing style, a modern approach focused on space control, high pressing, and especially playing out from the back, thanks to technically gifted center backs. The balance between youthful energy and the experience of seasoned veterans not only stabilizes their playing style, but also helps maintain consistent market valuations. Ivory Coast is no longer a team of isolated individuals. They are a cohesive unit, a blend of hungry young talents and timeless icons who have seen it all. Is the football world ready to face this West African storm? If not, let's move on to number 2. If Ivory Coast represents a rising force, then Senegal is the definition of an empire at the peak of its power. With a total squad value of 418.4 million euros, the Teranga Lions don't just have stars, they have an army ready to bulldoze any obstacle. Nicholas Jackson, now shining in Bayern Munich colors, is valued at around 50 million euros. He is no longer just a prospect, but a top-class striker, with strength, pace, and a diverse finishing skill set. Supporting him are wide attackers worth tens of millions from the Premier League. Iliman Ndiaye of Everton, valued at 45 million euros, and Ismaila Sarr of Crystal Palace, valued at around 35 million euros. Of course, no discussion about Senegal is complete without mentioning the heart of this team, Sadio Mane. Although he is no longer at his Liverpool peak, Mane remains the team's emotional and spiritual leader. His influence lies not in speed or goal scoring alone, but in the mentality of a champion. Mane is the glue that binds these expensive young stars into a unified force, playing under the banner of national pride. Overall, Senegal boasts terrifying squad depth, a steel defense led by Kalidou Koulibaly, a dynamic midfield, and an attack capable of tearing through any defensive system. This balance, stability, and value explain why Senegal is considered one of the top contenders for the AFCON title. With a valuation exceeding 418 million euros, they don't just have expensive players, they have championship DNA. But above even this mighty squad, there is still one team valued higher. If African football were a chessboard, Morocco would be the grandmaster holding the most valuable pieces. With a total squad value of approximately 439 million euros, the Atlas Lions enter 2025 not only as AFCON hosts, but as a dominant force in both financial and footballing terms. Look at their defense, led by the ultimate weapon, Achraf Hakimi. Valued at around 80 million euros, Hakimi is not only the most expensive player in Morocco's squad, but also the most valuable African player and one of the best fullbacks in world football. He is supported by familiar names such as Naïef Aguerd and Noussair Mazraoui, each valued at around 22 million euros. The midfield is a blend of elite technique and modern tempo. Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid, valued at 35 million euros, is widely seen as the new creative conductor of the team. Add to that rising stars like Ismail Saibari, 32 million euros, and Bilal El Khanous, 28 million euros, talents expected to explode in the near future. True to their ranking, Morocco is currently the most balanced national team in Africa. They have set a record of 18 consecutive international wins, surpassing Spain's previous record. This proves one thing. Morocco's success is not built around a single individual, but around the collective chemistry of a rising powerhouse. With home advantage and a squad valued at nearly €500 million, Morocco's goal is nothing less than the AFCON title after nearly half a century of waiting. The pressure is enormous, but as the continent's #1 team by market value, the Atlas Lions are ready to roar. In football, especially on a continent as unpredictable and wild as Africa, squad value has never been the sole measure of ability or ambition. When the opening whistle blows, transfermarkt valuations and price tags fade away, replaced by mentality, resilience, and national pride, a fuel stronger than any blockbuster transfer. AFCON history has proven that numbers may command respect, but sweat, courage, and moments of brilliance create champions. And don't forget the dangerous roadblocks, teams like Egypt with Mohamed Salah, or Algeria with Riyad Mahrez, still lurking, ready to overturn every prediction. So what do you think? Will money and star power prevail, or will AFCON once again write a brand new fairy tale? Leave your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos.